As well, much on the video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Tuesday, early afternoon. Sorry, late afternoon, early evening, depending on when it actually is to see this. I've already actually recorded this once, and then more happened. So you already know what the whole thing about this video is going to be. It's going to center around Timo Werner, as well as that as a new first team player signing a new long-term deal, which is also a bit of good news. So plenty to talk about, plenty to get into. I'm not even going to stall. Just want to say though, if you're new, give us a subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. So it came out a little while ago from Fabrizio Romano that said Tottenham advancing talks to keep Timo Werner at the club for one more season, extending the loan from RB Leipzig. New loan deal would be valid from July 2024 to June 2025, with the same conditions of the loan deal agreed in January. Werner is now expected to stay, and I was thinking, well, okay, all right, well then maybe in a few days' time this thing gets sorted, yada yada yada. No, I'm wrong, hence why I'm having to re-record this. So Romano again said Tottenham are planning to announce Timo Werner to stay on loan for one more season soon, already this week. And then what I found from Florian Plettenberg, the man that was so hell-bent on getting Harry Kane to go join Bayern Munich, he actually said it's a done deal. The total agreement between Leipzig and Spurs, the extension for one more season with a new option to buy, total package of loan fee, and option to buy around 15 million euros. So Spurs will cover the entirety of his salary for this season. So 165 grand a week we're paying Timo Werner, hence why they probably had to drop the option to buy because, yeah. I mean, that's interesting. I when I first recorded it, I didn't have that information to hand that we were going to pay all of his salary, which is a bit of a weird one. Look, right, a few things and a few schools of thought, and I hope before you pull the trigger on a few of your comments, just hear me out on a few of these. Number one, let's talk financial fair play. You are getting a guy who, as Alistair Goals kind of said, they're looking to replace Bryan Hill and Ivan Perisic. Well, okay, if you're looking at Timo Werner being a lower risk, cheaper option to replace one, I don't mind. And I actually think on Bryan Hill, he is an upgrade. He does kind of suit the system a bit more. So I don't mind that as much. What Alistair Gold kind of did talk about was the fact that, you know, it doesn't stop them going to get more attackers. And Ange said he wants multiple attackers. This shouldn't affect anything to do with the striker. The striker should be still a marquee name that we're going to go and sign. It doesn't matter if it's going to cost 50 or 60 million. It should just be the marquee guy. Now, if we talk about, you know, do Spurs go the Dani Olmo route, who I have recorded 2 videos today. Go back, watch them, let me know what you think, all that jazz. It shouldn't stop them going to get a Dani Olmo. It shouldn't even stopping them to go and get Eberechi Eze. Now, what I am keen to see is if the idea that Son is moving out to the left wing, because that was the idea that we're moving Son to the left wing, we're buying a new striker, so then your striker option should be Richie. It should be the new striker, and then a Scarlett, a Lancashire, whoever it may be. Then obviously on the left wing, you've got Sonny, and then obviously Timo Werner, I guess you could kind of say, is the backup to Son. Well, on the right wing, you've got Johnson and Kulusevski, but is Kulusevski going to slide into that number 10 role? Which, by the way, I don't think he can do very well, but, you know, whether you like Kulu or not, doesn't matter on this point. This isn't about Kulu. But if he is to move, then you need another right winger. So regardless of signing Timo, which I think a lot of us kind of expected they would, a lot of us expected we'd sign him permanently. So this actually is a middle ground of a deal, which I don't mind. Because if he comes in next season and tears up the joint, we'll sign him. If he comes in next season and kind of gives you something similar to what you already had from the season, the 6 months previous, Spurs will then go, we've got quite a bit of business done. You know, we've got the centre-backs, you know, we've got the centre-mids that we want. We think we can do better than Timo. And, you know, the whole data system that they have in place at Spurs with Johan Lang, who works very well with data, they should find someone that can give you the same output for cheaper and younger, right? So I don't mind it if it's for another year. I think people, the one thing I saw a lot of people, you know, reactionary takes, well, this stops Mikey Moore improving. I was never going to want to go into this season with Mikey Moore being my backup left winger. I like Mikey Moore. I think Mikey's going to be brilliant. Mikey's also 16. He can't legally drink in clubs and things like that. Nor would you want to, mate. They're a bit boring, I won't lie. If he ever sees this, they're a bit boring. They're overrated. But what I would say is Mikey should be bled in. And I've always said this about the youngsters like Donnelly and Burval and all these guys. Sporadic minutes to start. I don't want them getting 90 minutes because I want them to kind of learn off the senior pros. Then you've got cups and Europa Leagues, which I guarantee if we put in some younger guys to those cups and maybe we go out in the 5th round, people will still say that Ange didn't take him seriously, but then still cry that he doesn't play the youngsters. So there's that. But what I want him to do is I want him to get sporadic minutes the way Foden did it at Man City, the way Palmer was doing it at Man City, the way Saka did it at Arsenal, the way Trent did it at Liverpool. It's the way you get the most success. Don't throw them in the deep end with the Sharks. Let them get their armbands on. Let them get their Rumadiggy on, okay? So, yeah, I don't mind this deal. It probably wasn't exactly what I wanted, but at the end of the day, Spurs weren't spending £300 million a summer on 5 players. It was never going to happen. They were going to go in to get a couple of sort of maybe cheaper options. And then the last bit, I just want to say for the first team that signed a new long-term deal, which, by the way, congratulations ahead of what I say. Brandon Austin signed a new long-term contract to the summer of 2029. I like the move. 0 issues with the move. I think it's a good move. You know, homegrown, academy trained. The things that we all want, that we need, and a lot of clubs use the keeper area as that area they do that in. I don't mind this. I think people kind of go, Forster has to go now. If Forster's my 3rd string, I don't mind. I think Forster as a 3rd string is good. It's good for the experience, not only in the Premier League, but also Europe. We need a guy that actually knows what Europe looks like. And we don't have a ton. We have less than you think. We have more than you think as well, though. It's one of those weird middle grounds. But I don't mind if Forster will stay as the 3rd guy, move on next summer, bring in a new guy. But, you know, and just want to say, check out Mikey Moore, who's killing it at the under-17s for England at the moment. Also, Josh Keeley got, I believe, if I remember reading this correctly, was called up to the Ireland national team, which bonza, absolutely great. Happy for you, mate. So, yeah, a little bit some good news. I want to know your thoughts, feelings about this Timo situation and Brandon Austin. It's not always about Timo. It's not always about the main guy. There's always 2 things. I normally try and put 2 or 3 things in these videos. So, yeah, let me know what you think down below. Obviously, drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Drop a like if you didn't enjoy it. Let's do it. I want to get mixy with that. Obviously, yeah, like I said, let me know down below your thoughts and feelings about Timo. My ideas of, why it could be good. It could be bad, but, the ideas of what it could be. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. Like I said, a couple of videos out beforehand. Go back and check them out if you've missed them as well. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, I will see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.